It's just me in my car, loving the Knicks and talking about what I see. You know what this is.
Yeah, good morning, y'all. What's happening? You know who it is and what it is. It's your main man, Coach. Good morning, good morning. It is a chilly November Tuesday. You know what I mean? And the good news is we have awoken to some Nick news. So I'm very, very happy that we won this last game because this road trip was a heart stopper at times, and it really kind of it showed us a couple of things. It showed us that if we play like a team and everyone is healthy, we are very tough to beat. When we play iso ball and forget about discipline and do wow stuff, we lose. And we could easily lose mightily. Now, in the day, Knicks fans, we live and die on every single game I see. I mean, that's just the reality of it. We live and die on every single game because again, when we win, when we beat Utah and Denver, which weren't, I don't care about Jokic. He was out. So was Mitch. To me, yes, no, Mitch is not Jokic. But what I'm saying is, what Jokic brings to the table, maybe Mitch somehow helps silence some of that or puts a body on or makes life difficult for him, etc., etc. So just because a player is out, when we have a player that is equally as important to us out, to me that equals. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Mitch is Jokic or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But and RJ apparently has been sick like for a week, and it's evident because he literally looked so much better yesterday. Now that he was, I guess, 100%. I mean, Mike Green and everybody saw it. I mean, the bounce was there. That little extra lift that was missing. He wasn't laboring as much as he was. So, and he had, 25, 26 points last night. Again, it's not that I want us to don't worry about RJ. That's not really where I'm going with that. It's more of, RJ has a skill set that is very necessary for our team. It's just that he has this odd habit of starting slow. He has this really, really, really big thing about starting slow sometimes, and that needs to pick up. That just does. He needs to be able to start off a little quicker and stay consistent, which again last night he really was, and that was part of what the difference was. You know what I mean? Randall has been playing solid. He has been playing solid. Again, it was a big letdown against the Suns because, quite honestly, and by halftime, we felt like we were not only just in that game, but it could possibly be a game we could win. And then the third quarter from hell happened, and we ended up getting rocked. Now, between that one and when Oklahoma City beat us, beat the brakes off us last week, those and the next game were games that show me that when we don't play our optimum ball, when we are not passing, when we are not looking for the open man, when we are not playing Nick ball, we get sloppy. And when we get sloppy, we turn the ball over. We commit fouls that didn't need to be committed. We miss shots. Open shots. We don't get rebounds. Yeah, it's bad. But when we play up to our potential, when we key in, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I am not in or out on Coach Tibbs. He's been here 3 years. He's got a lot to still prove, and we've got a lot to still see as far as what we're doing here as a unit team. But when they play that down and stuff like that, I can't necessarily just blame the coach. To me, I find that to be too easy because a lot of folks that blame the coach don't blame the players. They absolve the players because it's the coach's fault. And no one gets absolved when it's an ass whooping. It's the coach's fault. It's the player's fault. It's everybody's fault. It's the assistant coach's fault. It's everybody's fault when you get your butt handed to you. But it's not, these players are great when you win. It's the same thing. The coaching was great. The game planning was great. The motivation, the attention to detail was great. Again, you spend too much time tearing teams apart, as opposed to blaming the whole team for the losses or avoiding the whole team for the wins. But tough West Coast trip. And everybody said, such a tough West Coast trip, tough West Coast trip. Yes, tough West Coast trip. We ended up 3-2 out of the tough West Coast trip. So we weren't 500 and we didn't have a losing record on the road. 3-2 ain't bad on the road against the teams we face. I mean, people forget we lost to Golden State and the Suns. We lost to the champs, and we lost to a perennial playoff team. Are y'all bugging? What I mean? We beat the teams we were supposed to beat, and we lost to two really good teams. And one of those two good teams we could have beat. We could have came out this joker 4-1. But again, that speaks to the talent and what this team has. This is not a 500 team. This is a team that's figuring itself out early in the season with new pieces and pieces that are ascending. One of the main differences I can honestly say is when they finally inserted Grimes into the starting lineup. I mean, yeah, he had happy feet the other day. We shooting a lot. But, again, on defense, and as far as just an energy spark, Grimes is perfect. And did y'all notice in the last 2 games with Cam and Rose being out, do y'all notice Deuce McBride has been getting more minutes? He didn't go back to Evan. You know what I mean? And I say that to say, if Tibbs was all about playing the vets and the old men and blah, 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 Miles McBride wouldn't have got those minutes. The thing about this Knicks team is, yes, they are going young, guys. They are. Very young, in fact. The problem is, with young guys, you have young guy hips and young guy issues. That's part of why Jalen Brunson is here, to give some maturity to them. And I'm not talking about Randall or RJ necessarily. Cam Reddish has emerged, but that emergence did not come like off gate. It wasn't like he was just, doing it. It took him a while to get used to the system and to understand the expectation. And now he's finding himself within the offense, which is great for us. Jericho Sims has played more this year than I think ever in his life. And look at how he has grown. Mitch is still right there and solid. And I like the fact that Hartenstein is here, who is another new guy, but doing a lot of great things for us. We are still really a new team. They're figuring out Jalen. They're figuring out Isaiah. And IQ and Obi have emerged as rotational minute getters. So it all now just needs a little bit more cooking, just for the groceries to start jiving together. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're gonna break some eggs, man. It's not always gonna be pretty. But the the season is not over in December. And I really feel like that needs to be said and that needs to be understood. You know, the season is not over in September. We're currently 500, exactly 500. And I figured by February, all of this would be figured out. The rotations are already pretty much set, which is a good thing. Because now everybody goes in knowing what their job is day in, day out. There's no questions. There's nothing to linger. You know, it's just right there. So, you know, I still think we're looking at the 7th seed. I still feel like that's what we're doing. We're looking at the 7th seed. But that's not necessarily a terrible thing. You know, again, it's playoffs. And if these guys continue to grow together, they can very, very well surprise in these playoffs. And you never know. And the way the league has with its parity so far this season, you never know. You know, good teams have been getting got lately. So you just never know, you know. And that's just how that's just my outlook of all of this, you know, with the game being over. And we on break until Friday. So we've got 3 days of rest, which Brunson and them really need. Cam could use, Derek could use to get his foot together, you know, and then we come back on Friday, everybody pretty much healthy, you know, and ready to smack the crap out of the league again. But we though we live and die with every game, we have to kind of tether some of, I mean, dude, we were firing Tibbs last week. You know, we got to stop that. I mean, and again, yes, fan base, I am speaking with you because you guys are the ones that watch me. But, I mean, again, I haven't even honestly heard the media. The media hasn't been as unruly this season as we have. And usually the beef I got is with the media and the talking heads. You know, now end of the day, there's probably going to be roster changes. You know, I mean, Evan is out of the rotation, and after a while, he's going to want to play somewhere. So I am assuming that they're probably going to trade him. We may have to come up off of IQ, but I don't know, and I don't think so. I mean, again, what would we be coming off of him for? You know, what trade out there is going to give us somebody that's going to be giving? I mean, dude, off the bench last night, 15 points. You know, he was a leader. He was shooting well, and he was going for it. I mean, again, the only one that I kind of still have a little issue with, honestly, guys, and it is what it is Obi. I love Obi to death. And it's not one of those, oh, I love him, but with the backhand slap. The only thing about Obi is lately I feel like he's hunting for threes too much. It's just my observation. I feel like he's hunting for threes too much. I had this conversation earlier last week online, on Twitter, of course, and folk were like, well, that's probably the coach telling him to go to. And sure, at the start of the play, that's where you go. But watch Cam Reddish do the same thing. Cam will go run off into the corner. But then at about 30, 40 seconds, he's moving. He's trying to give another look for the defense. He's not camping out in that corner to make life easy for the defender to just also camp out in that corner and play, you know, floater. Nah, Cam moves. That's all I want Obi to do, man, is when you get to that spot, if the ball don't come to you, don't stand there clapping for it. Move. Rotate. Maybe swing back, come up to the top, come back. You know what I mean? And then maybe that three is open for him. But I really feel like because he's been making them, it's great and all, but I feel like he's hunting for them now and not just being natural in the flow of the game. I mean, it's not the biggest knock in the world, but I would like to see him move a little bit more and not just hang out. And again, dude, setting a play or running a play, I should say, is a little bit different from running a play and then staying there because the coach told you no matter what, stay in the corner. I don't think Tibbs is telling him no matter what, stay in that corner. I don't think that that's what's happening. Again, I've seen that play, and I've seen others go to that corner, but then I've seen them move, not stay there. So that's really the only thing I want Obi to do is move a bit more, be a part of the flow of everything, just a bit more. Everything else is coming in. His defense is getting better. He's grabbing more rebounds. Again, he's shooting that three with a lot more efficiency than he was, especially last year. So we have a solid team, guys. They just need to continue to do what they're doing. Gelling together, putting this mold together. That's really it. And as that continues, I really think that this will be a fun team to watch going forward. I really do. RJ All-Star, I don't know. Jalen Brunson is definitely making a case for his All-Star ballot. He definitely is, but RJ has had a couple of off games and then the illness. So he's going to have to work a little harder between now and February to get voters to look his way. But quite honestly, Julius is quietly putting together a nice little resume as well. Again, I don't love or hate anybody, so y'all start doing that, then that's whatever. These are the guys on the team. These are the guys that I'm rocking with. So, and these are the guys that I'm rooting for. So I'm rooting for RJ and Jalen, as Wally called them, our big three. Yeah. I'm rooting for them to make the All-Star team. I'm rooting for us to at least, I said 7 seed, but I'm rooting for us to at least get to the 5 seed. I don't think it's impossible. I just think it will take a lot of hard work, but that hard work will translate throughout the league and folks see it, and that's how we get to the All-Star break. But right now, we are still going into the last week of November as of next week. So everyone watching was Candid Corner is coming back new and improved at the beginning of the year. Just going through some minor maintenance stuff with that, but I can't wait to get back on board with that. And of course, I haven't been as regular with my Knicks takes because, quite honestly, I had to figure some things out. I've had to clear out my Twitter account a little bit, and I had to be able to put on the big binoculars and see the big view. And I'm still working on that because sometimes I get caught up in the minutia of the low-level stuff too. And again, that's partly why, especially this past few days, my Twitter presence has been a lot less because, we know what it is if we're on Twitter. We know what it is. But these Knicks, man, sometimes they're going to drive you crazy. They just are. They're going to drive you up the wall. But the reason why they drive you up the wall is because you care. You care about them. You care about what's happening. You care about the future of the team, and I can do nothing but applaud that. We keeps it real around here. Feel me? It's what we do, baby. So before I run up out of here, I just want to reiterate, let's go Knicks. Let's keep it going. And
man, you were quickly action figure. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We got that new Knick gear, getting ready for the new season. We got the new Emmanuel Quickly action figure. Bum, bum, bum. Complete with 90-something% free throw accuracy and a nasty floater. Oh, and this Emmanuel Quickly hits the 3 like it's water. Splash. Get it early before the holiday seasons and Christmas and Hanukkahs and things. Go get your Emmanuel Quickly New York Knicks action figure. Get it now. The Emmanuel Quickly action figure.
All right, y'all. Have a great day. If I don't see you or hear from you, have a great Thanksgiving. Kiss the family. Eat some sweet potato pies, collard greens, mac and cheese, and stuff. Potato salads. You know what I mean? Do your thing. One love. Knicks win. That's how we do. 3-2 on the road West Coast trip.
It's just me in my car, loving the Knicks and talking about what I see. You know what this is.